emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome.
Hello, this is Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and this is my second exclusive build video for emodels.co.uk. And as you can see, I have been sent this wonderful high-grade GM ground type from Bandai. This is a snap fit kit. So anybody who knows me relatively well will know that I really love sort of grunt style cannon fodder mobile suits, and this is a excellent example. So the plan is with this one just to paint it up in its out of box colours, standard colours, and then I'm going to weather it up and make it look nice and battle worn and looking like it's been given lots of use. So let's have a look around the box. The actual design of this mecha is from a series called 08th MS Team. It's an anime, I think, from the 90s, and it is very worth watching. It's one of the kind of classic Gundam series that should be watched. So this is actually a fairly new kit, considering that the series was around in the 80s. I think this particular kit came out last year, so it's very modern, it's very well designed. Let's have a look around on the sides here. You can see a few action poses and what other bits it comes with. It comes with this little machine gun thing. It also comes with this stubby kind of bazooka, a nice meaty shield. Has very good action, as you can see, can be posable in lots of different ways. Oh, nothing on that side. So let's have a look inside the box to see what you get. I know it's a very, because this is a high grade kit, it's not as complicated as those master grade kits, and as a result it's a little bit cheaper, so it's definitely worth picking one of these up if you're not quite sure if you are going to enjoy Gunpla or not. Inside we have lots of crinkly paper. So sorry to people who are listening to this on headphones, but there we go. I will take it out of its packaging. It's got, what, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different runners. And we have some additional assembly instructions and a nice straightforward instruction manual. This is again just a snap fit kit. You don't necessarily have to paint it. It looks pretty good just out of the box, completely unpainted, as long as you clean up all those little nub marks. But we are going to paint ours up and make it look battle worn, which I'm really looking forward to. So without further ado, let's start assembling this and seeing how it looks. So I've picked out a few different paints that I'm going to use for this project. It's all Mr. Colour again, because I am such a Mr. Colour fan. But this time I am going to try out these larger bottles, which are Mr. Colour GX paints. They're supposed to be just ever so slightly brighter and have better pigmentation in it, so I'll be interested to discover what that's like. I've got a white and a Ueno black version of these. I'm going to be using these as base coats. I have a rather different grey. It's oh god, I can't read that. RLMO2 grey. So it's kind of a greeny grey that I'm going to use for the inner frame on this one, because I want it to look a bit more kind of ground type, a bit more militaristic, a bit more kind of realistic in terms of mobile suits. I have this Mr. Colour orange yellow, of course for the orange sections around the chest. I have some ordinary Mr. Colour black, just for some base coating again, but we'll be mostly using this one I think, but let's see how that goes. And I have some Mr. Colour off-white. I'm a really big fan of off-white for some reason. I've got millions of jars of this stuff. It's really good. So yeah, I'm going to be using that for the white parts, because obviously I don't want it to be too bright white, too factory fresh. So I'm going to be using this. And I also picked up this MIG filter. This is orange for desert camo filter. And what I want to do is, I've not used filters before, so I thought I'm going to use this on this particular project. It should hopefully bring all of the colour together, make it a bit more sort of consistent all over. I know the effect of these filters is very subtle, but I'll be very curious to see how that looks, especially on the weathered parts. So yep, these are the paints I will be using. So here is the fully assembled kit, and it is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. I think the proportions are just fantastic for this high grade kit. Looks very beefy. It's got lots and lots of detail, lots of panel lines going on here, around here, in the waist and around the legs. I might actually scribe these in a bit more just to make them a little bit deeper, because some of the lines are a little bit shallow here and there, so I want to make sure that the panel line comes up nicely, so I might scribe them a little bit deeper. I specifically left off the visor here because I want to paint silver behind it. Plus, I mean, if I put it in now, if I can just get it, if I put it in now, I'm going to have difficulty getting it out. So I'm just going to leave that part out for now. I have one spare hand here, which is kind of a grabby hand. Also have this kind of grenade launcher weapon, which is quite interesting. Also has this bazooka here, but I'm going to drill out this side here because there's actually no visible barrel, so we'll drill that part out. Little interesting gimmick here on the shield. If you take it off, actually comes with a tiny little stand that unfolds here, so it can be left in front like so. Offering ample coverage of nothing around here. But obviously if it's in this kneeling position, you can kind of see just how articulate this kit is, which is pretty impressive. Okay, he's leaning at a very awkward angle, but you can get the idea. I'm sure with some fiddling you'll be able to make it look a bit better. But overall, I really enjoy this kit. I think it's a fantastic representation of the old GM ground type. So the next thing to do is just to have a look around the kit, pick out any places where I need to do some seam line removal or scribe in some deeper lines. Definitely going to need to do some seam line removal here on this weapon. How well you can see that on camera, but there are two quite visible seam lines on here. There's a very small seam line here on the machine gun, and there's quite a visible seam line across this, if I can get it off. Oh, that's on there. If I can get it off, there we go. And there's quite a visible seam line here on the bazooka running along each edge. But that shouldn't be too much work, so I shall get on with that now. And then we're going to take this apart and begin painting it. So that's it for the first part of this work in progress series. In the next part we'll be doing the painting and the weathering and completing the kit. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.